Hey guys, Nova here. Okay, first off, before I jump into this, I wanted to say I was planning to do this video. This particular topic had actually been in my mind. I'd had bullet points written up before the current stuff going on in regard to a certain user copy striking another user to, silence criticism. And that said, I have a similar opinion to everybody else in regard to the user who got copyright struck. So I think that should tell you what you need to know about how wrong the strike in question is. So I just wanted to preface this with that, but I was wanting to cover this subject anyway. It's funny how for once, I'm right on top of what's going on with a video topic. Usually I'm not at all. But aside from the current situation going on, this is something I've seen a good few times, and it seems like it's getting more and more common. So I just want to preface this whole thing, the whole rest of this, with this one little thing outright. Criticism is not inherently a personal attack. This is something that I think the whole community, doesn't matter if you're art, doesn't matter if you're commentary, doesn't matter if you're art commentary, I don't care if you're a drama channel, I don't care if you're a makeup channel, I don't really care what kind of channel you have. This is something that really needs to sink in to the entire YouTube community as a whole. It is getting so frustrating to see just about everything with if somebody gets criticism, they treat it as an attack. And it also goes down to the point of being straight up hypocritical. Like, there is some full-blown hypocrisy in all of this. You get so many people who will be reacting to a video, or they'll see a video and they'll compliment it before they go to watch it, or partway through watching it. But then the second it gets to criticisms of them and things that they have done wrong or have messed up on, or things that they just don't want to be called out on, it becomes,
I thought this video was fair and unbiased. I thought that they were doing some really good coverage of what's going on. But now, I just see that it's really just biased against me, and they're just completely siding with that other person.
Well, they're practically pulling the shocked Pikachu face at someone covering the entire thing, and both sides, or multiple sides of the situation, has the audacity to criticize them too. It's so frustrating to see, and it drives me insane. And I've seen it. I watch a wide variety of videos a lot of times. I'm kind of all over the place, especially whenever I'm just listening to stuff while I draw and while I work. It ends up with quite a variety of different topics that end up popping up and that end up on my radar and in my watch list that I listen to. Because I can't just do music, I have to have actual talking and things like that. It helps me focus with my ADHD. But it's been driving me insane, and I have seen it so much. Criticism does not equal hate. Just because you're getting criticized, it doesn't mean that people are hating on you. Especially if you see that it's something that you might actually get backlash for, or something where you don't like what somebody else is saying just because you don't agree with it, whether or not it actually is hate, and you decide to do what you can to silence the critics. Criticism is not hate. Sorry, not sorry. When it comes down to the certain situation going on right now, if you copy strike a creator because they criticized you, and you actually think that anyone is gonna buy your "they use too much of my video" argument, especially when, after watching other certain things, got some hypocrisy going on there, don't you? But, if you think anybody's actually buying that argument, you're wrong. Everybody sees it. Everybody knows what you pulled. And now, everybody knows that you're perfectly okay using an extremely tacky, distasteful, petty, and frowned upon tactic in this whole community. The community that you were a part of before you deleted your channel, or before you at least hid it, or anything like that. It's considered pretty distasteful and pretty just, it's frowned upon. It's a bad look to do that. Just to silence people because they don't like you. But I digress. Kinda bet you'd lose your mind if somebody did it to you. Especially considering another drama that happened a bit ago. But I'm not gonna go on that, down that rabbit hole, that tangent. But just one of the biggest things, can we be a little bit self-aware in all of these communities? Please? Just a little bit? This has gotten really ranty, but I don't even care. I'm having fun with it. But it just, with the current situation going on, it really, I think I'm having fun actually being on top of things for once, for the first time in my life. And I'm not mentioning names, because I'm not gonna, And I'm tiny enough that hopefully nobody will pay attention anyway, but it actually makes me glad that I don't cover things where I use people's clips in my video or anything like that, because, yeah, I'm a critic and, you know, or at least I'm being critical in this particular situation. But, you know, the hypocrisy is so frustrating. And the viewing of, because it's usually 9 times out of 10 these people are the same ones who have either greatly criticized or outright attacked somebody else, who absolutely lose their minds and absolutely fly off the handle or act like it's absolutely unwarranted or unprecedented or unacceptable that they be criticized over anything. And usually it's the ones that are covering other people like crazy. Or, you know, they flip-flop back and forth or act mad whenever, you know, somebody that they had criticized, it turns out that people realize that, you know, they were done really wrong by the community. And so now everybody's actually being scrutinizing of the things that you said or that you did in regard to the person who was wronged by the community. And you just want everybody to stop. It really is just the hypocrisy for me. And I'm trying not to end up talking in circles. I have bullet points to go off of, but I ran through them very, very fast. I don't usually do that. This video, I got excitable. I talked a lot more quickly than I meant to. But, like, it's just frustrating, especially whenever I see it in the art community, because a lot of times, like it or not, criticism on a large portion of the time is how we improve. There's nothing wrong with seeing criticism, with receiving criticism, and it's not just in visual art or in crafting or something like that. Criticism is a way that we improve as people. It's how you realize, it's one way, there are a lot of ways, but it's one way that you can realize that, hey, maybe what I did was something that shouldn't have been done. Maybe what I did was something that was wrong to do. And it's so disheartening to see people treat every single bit of criticism as an attack. Now, that's not saying that if somebody is using criticism to attack, like outright attack, and making it very, very personal, and making it just very... what's the word I'm looking for? Essentially using thinly veiled criticism as a cover. You don't have to put up with attacks. Don't create a war out of it, but you don't have to put up with attacks. You don't have to stand by and take it or anything like that. And you, even with proper criticism, with very constructive criticism, whether the critic likes it or not, you don't have to actually take or apply the criticism. That said, I think that it is in everyone's best interest, really, to at least think critically about what's said, even if it's from somebody that the community doesn't care much for, or somebody who doesn't always have the best outlooks on things. I mean, even a broken clock is right twice a day. It's something where I think that rather than just rejecting everything or framing everything outright as an attack so that you can pull the boohoo poor me card, framing it like that just it's not appropriate. It's not the right thing to do, and it makes the whole community look childish and infantile. And I just think we all could benefit from taking a step back and actually looking back over our actions when we do get criticism, even if it's something where ultimately the criticism is not warranted, where the comments aren't warranted. At least stop for a second, because whatever it was in your behavior or your words, or, you know, something looking wonky on a drawing, it clearly gave the other person pause and made them feel like they needed to critique you. There are exceptions, of course, and frankly, the exceptions tend to be obvious, but ultimately, I think we should take this as an opportunity to learn that sometimes we do in fact need to step back and take a look at our actions and follow things up. But the biggest thing with all of this is just, guys, can we chill a little, please? Can we just calm down and take a breath and stop acting like every single thing has to be, you know, me versus you, us versus them, so-and-so versus so-and-so. Why does everybody have to be somebody take this side or somebody take this side? This actually gets into if something goes on, and a good example is creepshow art drama. When things go on, yes, you've got some people who don't want to publicly address that, or any other drama situation, or any other type of situation where somebody's talking bad about somebody else, or where somebody's done something. If somebody doesn't want to address it, it doesn't have to be addressed. I'm getting really off topic. But ultimately, can we just calm down for a little bit, please? It's not a TV show. When one drama ends, we don't need a new season, okay? It's not, I don't know, I just get so frustrated, and I actually had decent sentence structure, I think, until I got to this point. But everything is so frustrating, watching people constantly tear each other down and acting like everything positive said about somebody you don't like is a slight against you, or everything negative said about you is an actual slight against you, no matter what it is. Even whenever they are valid criticisms, I've seen people fly off the handle because they received criticism at all, because somebody dared, had the audacity to analyze their actions and find something they didn't like. And it's really bringing to light just the true nature of some of the people in the different communities, and overall the drama just needs to calm down. We all need to breathe for a little bit. Can we just all breathe and leave each other alone for a little bit and just, stick to our own little niches? I am sure that, if they wanted to, I bet even drama YouTubers could find something other than, oh, so-and-so said this about so-and-so on this platform to talk about for a little bit. Shoot, I take it for a day at this point, and I completely understand, because I'm from the age group where, don't like, don't watch, don't like, don't read. But I do like listening to other people's outside perspectives and criticisms of the dramas going on, and I listen to those while I work, because I do feel like, even as much as I don't like the drama in regard to the actual things going on, people fighting and all that, I don't enjoy that. But I feel like when you make content, when you create content, even when you're small like I am, you need to be aware of what's going on. It's not good to be in the dark completely and get blindsided. So that's the main reason why I do that kind of thing, and I enjoyed the content of the people who cover these things. But the back and forth attacking or assuming that a response is an attack, just because somebody says something back, it isn't an attack. A debate does not have to be a fight, and it's just enough that it's gotten me just done. But at the very least, can we just learn to actually take criticism? And I understand there are things where I need to take criticism, and if I receive any, I would like to at least, consider it. So I think I'm about done ranting. This got really ranty, but I do think that I'm about done talking about this particular topic for this video. End of next week, I do intend to put up, hopefully if I can manage to do it, I'd like to put up a couple of yachas. My commissions are still open. I'm just covering some stuff real quick. The links to my commissions and my Ko-fi should be down in the description. I'm working on trying to get my Patreon arranged, see if I can actually get that set up properly. I would like to. In line with the topic of this video, if you've got any critique for me, let me know down below. I would like to read over it and consider. If you've got anything about, my art style or anything like that, let me know. What do you think about this whole thing with different creators being hypocritical or treating any and all criticism as a personal attack or a personal affront? Let's have a discussion about it down in the comments. But I think that's about it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!